Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today I'm making another cute little addition to my Christmas packages. This one has been made with last year's DSP, which I like to use up at this time of the year for doing my samples. So this one was, as I say, old DSP and old items. This is the new stamp set, and I'm more or less doing the same thing, only with the brand new DSP from Let It Snow. So it just simply opens and you can store in there whatever your heart desires. It's a cute little size and it just flips under the whatever you put here. I'm actually going to put a snowflake here and a wee sentiment across the top. But I just want to show you the basic shape, and it's really simple to make. I did make some last year, a different size and with a different wrapper, so hopefully this one will be to your liking. So you're going to need a piece of DSP measuring 9.5 inches by 7 inches. I'm using, as I say, Let It Snow. This is going to be the inside. I want nice and plain for the outside so that I can decorate it up with the snowman. So you're going to need your scoreboard, and on the long side we're just going to score it at, I totally forgot to write down my scoring, so bear with me as I sort it out. Go to 3 inches for your first one, and then 4.5 for your second one. I will have them all written down on my blog, so the link will be below, so don't worry. So 1.5, and then we'll need to go another 3 inches. 1, 2, 3 inches, so 7.5, and then 1.5 inches brings us to 9, and that leaves you your 1/2 inch for your full. So just turn it round, and we're going to go at 1.5, and then 4 inches would bring us to 5.5, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 inches to 5.5, and that's it. Not too bad. I totally forgot to write those down. But no harm done. As I say, they're fairly easy measurements to understand. So we're going to cut some out, and I'll just write on it with my pen to show you which ones we don't need. So we don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that one or that one, and these ones we're cutting slightly up. So fairly easy. So just get your scissors. We'll start at the bottom and we'll cut these ones up. Just cut a wee bit off that one just so that it tapers in nicely. Same here again. We're having a lovely start to what should be autumn, I suppose. We can hardly say it's summer. I don't actually think we need this one, so we can cut that one off as well. I forgot about that one, sorry. So just chop that off. And then up here we're going to cut right in, cut this one off and this one. And just cut that one right up. This one down. This is going to be your wee fold over part for your closure. And then just straight across. So, get our bits and pieces out of the way. We're going to cut a wee bit off each of these. Because we don't really need them. So now just do your folds. Just make sure that you're happy. As I said, this is DSP. You don't need to go mad with your folds, so I wouldn't bother with my bone folder if I was you. Just be gentle. Just make sure it's lined up where you want it to be lined up. You could actually use the insides. Lovely wee bit of sparkle on the hats, but I just wanted a plain-ish front for this today. So fold that one in as well, and your bottom ones. Now we're just going to round the corners of this just to give it a nice wee finish. So fold those over and keep that and pop it in. Whatever you're using, you should have something. I'm sure we all have something in our craft stash that'll round. If not, use a penny and cut round it. And that's it, more or less done. This is your bottom, that's your top. And we're just going to join this one to this one. And I'm going to use liquid glue. You could use your red tape or turn tape or something nice and permanent. I think this gives good hold for boxes or bags. So just put that on top, flip it over and make sure that you're all lined up. That feels slightly askew to me there, so I'm just going to straighten it. Now, so this is going to be folded in like so, and that's going to come down, and that's the makings of your bag, and then you just need to do the bottom bit. So we're folding these ones, these small ones in, and we'll put a bit of wet glue. And then we're keeping this one folded in last, so we'll fold this one in. Just make sure you keep it nice and square. And then just put a bit, let's say, fold that over yourself, and if you want to trim it, now is the time to do it. That looks pretty okay to me. It's not hanging over anything, so just, you could trim a wee bit off if you wanted. But if you don't need to, don't bother. Just make sure you glue at the edge part and not on your page preferably. So that should take in there, but to give it a wee hand, use your bone folder just to press all those down and make sure your bag is a nice square shape. Just so it's going to hold whatever you put in there. I will probably pop more sweets. I am really bold. I know, Bunny, you will, if you're listening to this, you know you said I am a bad girl for chocolate. But you have plenty to give out, so. So, okay, now we need to decorate it. And the thing that I'm using to decorate it this time is lots of stamp sets. I have already stamped and punched out this cute boy here. Now this comes, it's all part of this bundle, and he comes as a stamp or a punch. So you're punching all these parts and you stamp them out from this one, so you get the body, the hands or arms, whatever you call them, hat, and you even get a wee nose in there somewhere. Well, actually you punch the nose out. I don't think there's a stamp for the nose, but I didn't bother punching that out. It does all punch as one piece, but there's no way I'm going to go fishing for a wee tiny nose and then try and stick it on. I just coloured it in. I've also coloured the body in. Just put a wee tiny bit of the light poo party just around the edges, and then went in with my Wink of Stella and just spread it around for all of it, and put a wee bit of Wink of Stella onto his buttons, and as I coloured his nose in with your Grapefruit Grove Stampin' Right pen. Nice thin thing, and I coloured all these in as well, and these were, I have an actual trick for you for when you go to stamp this out, how to make a wee template so that you can stamp in the right position and just put it through once without having to do the snowman and waste all paper outside. That will be on my VIP group, so on Facebook, if you're a member over there, please pop over. The other thing that I've stamped is, I've went ahead with these before you, I did real red in this wee set here. This is the Tiny Keepsakes bundle, and you get that lovely snowflake in there, a few things, and nice background stamps, and it comes with the cute wee thing I made last week, but you also get 2 snowflakes, so you can cut a lot of these out at once. And I have a few stamped up in blue, but I wanted the red one for this. So if you have it out and you've loads of card ready, or stamp a whole load up and get them all done and just save them inside your envelope, and you have them for a later date to save you any bother. So we're going to make up our wee snowman here. And we're just going to put a few dimensionals on the back of him. And he's going to sit at the front. I'm putting one there, and then I'm going with one slightly over, and that's going to hold his wee hat on. You can see you can just perch it to the side or whatever you want, and that's him done. On these ones I'm going to use a wee bit of 2-way glue pen, which I find is good for these wee tiny bits. So just put a wee bit of glue on his arm and decide where you want it. Just going to set it there, and a wee bit on this side. We'll keep him very decent. He's not dancing or anything, he's just being a good boy. So that's him, and we can stick him to our parcel here, but I want to do the sentiment first, and I'll also show you this wee closure. Now I don't want to use a full dimensional because I'm only covering half of it with the dimensionals, so that the fold can slip into it. So just park that there at the bottom part of one of your sides. Oops, fold that in so that you know where the fold's going, and just butt that up in the center and butt it up so that you can feel the catch of the dimensional, and that gives you that wee cover where it'll just slip in and slip out. And with it being DSP, it's quite easy to manipulate without wrecking your design. So the next thing we want to do is want a wee sentiment, and the sentiment that I've went with is the same as the other. What did I do with it? Holy moly, it's disappeared. We'll stamp it out and then you'll see it. Head like a sieve. So I'm putting real red ink on it. It's a nice wee sentiment, just can't remember what it says. I'm sure it'll tell me on the box. So stamp it in a wee bit of have a sugar sprinkled season, which is perfect if you're putting sweeties in. Choose a different sentiment if you're not. So we're going to go with 1 1/8 inch. 1 inch actually fits it, but it really, you know, cuts off a wee bit at the bottom, which I wasn't happy about. I prefer to get the full sentiment in there. So it just went 1/8 bigger. And that'll give you a nice wee circle of it. So that's the 1 1/8 scallop punch, and then for the outside we're going to go in real red and 1 3/8. That gives you that wee border then to set it off a bit, and it should stand out nice against the blue. So again, with your dimensionals, 2 should do it. These dimensionals were actually left over out of one of our kits last year, so make sure and use those up. I think I forgot to turn off my focus again, didn't I? Oh, we're giving you a headache. No, it was off, believe it or not. So let's do it. Stick that into the center of that, and now we know that that's going to sit to one side and he's going to be at the other side. So you can put them at a jaunty angle or whatever suits you yourself, and that should brighten the whole front of the package up. They're quite deep, these dimensionals. They're a wee bit deeper than the normal ones you would buy. So set them like that, and then do the same for this. Put wee dimensionals on the back. We'll put 3 in this just to keep it nicely balanced. And he could nearly be holding that with his wee hand, just pop it there. But I still thought it was a bit plain up here, so I wanted to put a wee sentiment up there. And you're going to need again a bit of wisp of white. your real red ink, and this is the one I'm using, which again you'll see in a second. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was going to put a wee scarf around him. If you remember, put a wee piece of this gorgeous ribbon. I'm going to do this before it dries up on me. So it says Christmas cheer. We're going to use the classic label punch, which punches it out nicely. So, and you could also use these lovely, where are you? Glitter enamel dots. Especially they're in the Christmas or the autumn winter catalogue, I should say. It's more than Christmas. There's stuff in there to do all seasons. So put one of those at either side. And this is the ribbon I was telling you about. It's real red and it's curly ribbon, and it is just beautiful. If I could thread it through there, I would, but it would just make a lovely wee scarf. So remember to tie that round, trim it off, and he has a real wee dimensional scarf. I'm stupid, I should have done that, but it's done now. So use your end bits and your dimensionals for this to save you any hassle of. You don't need a full dimensional. Pop that there, and another wee bit. These wee half ones may as well be used. Just take off your, why are you not sticking by you? That's better. Just take off your backing, and we're going to pop this up at the top, just across the top here, sort of get it central, and that makes a nice wee box. And you could have those wee boxes at a craft fair or whatever. I'm actually going to put another wee red spot in the center of that, just to give it a wee lift. So it just easily pops open. Pop your stuff in, and then just close it up again. It just slips under nicely. And there you have it. Please don't forget his wee scarf. I might peel that back and do it for you so you'll see it in the photograph. So that's me. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you'll have a wee go and get all these wee Christmas parcels up and running, so it's just less stress on you when it comes to December, and you've a bit of time to write out your cards and enjoy yourself. So thanks for dropping by. Everything will be down below as usual, and links to everything in the shop if you're interested in anything. So catch you next week. Bye.